So, winter training 1990. I was going to turn 18, and I lived in France. My parents had moved to France. That's where I learned how to row on the River Seine in Fontainebleau, and I had access to the little hut, little barn with the key. So back then, even if you weren't 18 yet, no one cared. I mean, they cared, but the thought of being liable, that the club was being liable for someone like who's not an 18-year-old to drown, wasn't really at the forefront. So I had access to go to the boathouse. It was around, I'd say, January or February. And I would start around 4:30 p.m. and come back by 6. And by 6 p.m., then it's dark. And it snowed a little bit, started snowing a little bit when I was 45 minutes into my row. And the snow started accumulating on the deck of the Single Skull. Felt amazing though. Rowing in the snow, seeing the steam of your exhale and the water of the Seine was completely flat. The Seine River completely flat. When it snows, it's really, really quiet. Amazingly quiet. There's no sound. Everything seems to be soundproof around you. And you, as an athlete who trains a lot by themselves, you think about stuff. Why you're doing it. The score you have to settle, or the bill that you have to settle with people that you want to beat into the ground in a race. And you cruise along and you watch the puddles disappear behind the stern. The white puddles where the blade comes out, but the rings of the puddles become bigger and bigger, and then they kind of cross over so beautifully on the flat water. And as you row on the River Seine, and you are in your thoughts and everything, you do have to look over your shoulder, okay? You look over your shoulder because A, you want to make sure that you're close enough to the shoreline so that you don't get mowed down by one of the large barges that move up and down the Seine River to hold dirt and gravel and other things around. And the engine of these barges is way back, way in the stern, and the barge is really long. So the bow of these barges is so quiet that sometimes you get a little startled. They're big, moving a lot of water. But that evening, there were none. I guess all the barge drivers decided, it's snowing, I want to be safe and happy, eating my camembert and my glass of wine, and only mad people would be on the water at that point. Obsessed people. So I loved it. Totally quiet. As the snow started piling up on the deck, the boat gets heavier. And the heavier the boat gets, of course, the more you can think about your technique and what really makes the boat move without using the wrong muscles. And then I thought, how many other rowers are training at this time in the winter? How few people would be training? And the reason why I'm telling this story is because I want to tell everyone that thinking about something obsessively doesn't make you a weirdo. If you have a goal, you're going to do it. In the snow in France, you don't think about the catastrophe of going into the cold water and no one around you hears you. No, you think about the goal. There it is. You visualize the goal, and you do everything you can And every waking moment, you think about that goal. And you visualize. You visualize the pain and the technique that you have to maintain, the process that you have to maintain when you're fighting to get to the top. You're fighting to win. And you also visualize winning, because you've got to visualize the good stuff as well. So you visualize chaos, but out of that chaos you come out like a beam of light. You just explode out of the chaos, and then you reach your goal. And you know, as I'm saying this, I really feel the goosebumps in my back. And that's what makes it so exciting for me now, for the last 20 years. I've been coaching high school kids to get to the top of their game, to get recruited. And I draw into those memories of training and coaching and the pain and the success and the victory. And I explain it to them, how it feels. And sometimes you really wonder if you're mad, right? But you're not. People who want to achieve stuff think about that stuff very, very often. So, anyways, I'm about to coach a young man in Hawaii. He wants to get recruited in rowing. So, I'm on my bike, riding along, so that I stay a lean, mean fighting machine, elite coaching machine. Even though lean and mean, even during the Olympics, I always had a little bit extra reserves on me. So totally lean, I never was. Can I be leaner now? Yes, I can. That's why I'm on the bike. I see you later. And if you like rowing and you want to sweat and enjoy it, I have those workouts online as well. Okay, bye. Where's the off button? Where's the off button? Do I just hit the X? Okay, bye you guys.